These are all of the new weapons that Valheim has added. First up, we have 5 new blob bombs, including one for the new frost blob. The poison and elite poison are the first ones you'll be able to make using swamp materials. You can then make the frost from mountain materials, tar from plains, and lava from ashlands. If you'd like to see a video of the full update, there's a link in the description. When in combat, you can throw these to spawn a blob which will fight enemies not from its own faction. Be aware that it will still damage you though. These will all have their uses in battle. For example, the frost bomb will freeze and do frost damage to enemies, so it'll be good in ashlands against lava blobs and vultures, for example. They're all kind of fun to use and quite a nice addition to the game. Next up, we have 2 new types of claw weapons. These are two-handed and use materials from the new bear and vile creatures. On screen now, you can see the stats for the 2 new claws compared with the flesh rippers that we already have. The vile bone maw claws do less slash damage, but they have a pierce damage which the flesh rippers don't. The paws of the bear are not as good, but you can get them earlier in the game. When wearing the claws, this is how their attacks look, and the vile bone maw claws could be useful in mistlands against ticks and seekers. If you prefer something more heavy duty though, we do have 2 new battle axes to look at. The first is the black metal battle axe with this recipe and stats, giving it quite a high slash damage. Then there is the skull splitter, which has even more slash damage, and I think this one looks really cool actually, especially with the head of the axe, which is like this awesome blue color. Yeah, I really like that one. Now, in a recent blog post, the devs showed us this weapon, and it is coming in the Deep North update, so we don't have any stats for it yet. However, I think it looks like a really cool sword from this picture, but what do you guys think? Finally, we now have a load of wooden weapons as well, and these are very weak, and it seems that their main point is actually for us to be able to practice combat either against friends or on the new Battle Brother. This Battle Brother requires ectoplasm to make, which is a new material dropped by ghosts in burial chambers. As you can see here, the ghosts do have an entirely new look to them, and as well as ectoplasm, the ghosts will also drop trophies, but this is quite a rare drop. The Battle Brother will simulate all different types of mob attacks in Valheim, from fast attacks to slow attacks. The idea is that it trains you to be ready to counter any type of attack, and you can practice your parries, your dodge rolls, and your weapon attacks on it. It has a high HP, which regenerates when you damage it, so you can practice on it with any weapon in the game. If you'd rather level up your bow skills though, then that's what this new archery target is for. Shoot arrows at it and get a score out of 10, with 10 being a bullseye. When you get a 10, you also get this cool animation, and you can kind of cheat this by holding your mouse in place and just repeatedly shooting 10s when you hit one. Not only does this level up your bow skills, but when you walk up to the target, it tells you how many shots you fired and your total score. This is an awesome idea for archery competitions on servers, for example, and if you'd like to join my server, there's a link in the description. The archery target doesn't take damage, and you can retrieve all your arrows when you're done, so I think it's a really nice addition to the game. Another creative way to practice your combat is the brand new location, the Combat Ruins. As you can see, this is a small coliseum structure that can be found in meadows biomes. It has a skeleton spawner, so you could come here to fight them at any time. Another cool addition is the 2 new armor sets made from the drops of the 2 new bears. Whilst they don't look that great on armor stands, when you wear them, they look much better. This is the bear armor and my new personal favorite. It looks really cool and is almost as good as root armor in terms of protection, but you can get it a lot earlier in the game. Bear armor will give us chop and slash bonuses, as well as health and stamina regen bonuses, which I really love. However, it does make us weak to blunt, slash, and pierce. The set effect increases our damage and regen, but weakens us against physical damage. Then we have the vile armor, and as it is a plains biome armor, it's not very strong compared to padded armor. However, it does give us significant bonuses for regeneration and attack, as you can see here. Again, it makes us weak to blunt, slash, and pierce, and has the same set effect as the bear armor. Finally, we have a new item which isn't really armor, though it does give us 1 armor point. It's this, which is a headband. A bit of an odd addition to the game, but I actually kind of like it. I did think it would be awesome if it had some kind of bonus for wearing it though, like maybe, slightly faster running speed or less stamina use when running or something like that. However, this is as it currently stands, and it can be bought from Hilda for 175 coins. Now, all of this can be improved using trinkets and adrenaline, which are all new in this update. If you'd like to see how adrenaline and trinkets work, then click the video on screen now. And as always, thank you so much for watching.